Introduction to Entrepreneurship. This is what we are going to be starting with, Introduction to Entrepreneurship. So, an area of focus for the session today is going to be, one, we are going to be learning, we will look at the learning objective for today. Then also, aside the learning objective, we are also look at the functions and roles of an entrepreneur. Then also, we are also going to look at, ask ourselves some big questions that is demanding some answers from us. Okay, somebody says that based in Lagos, found presently in Kaba, been in business for 2 years. Okay, Owokwe, Funke. All right. All right, now let's look at the learning objective for today. So the learning objective is that at the end of the session, we are going to understand characteristics of an entrepreneur. Then also, we are also going to understand the functions of an entrepreneur. Then in economic development, then I said earlier, the big questions. So then we are also going to understand the characteristics and functions of an entrepreneur. Then at the end, the ultimate goal of this session is to help us to develop an entrepreneurial mindset. So, and the question, and I'm aware that some of you are already in business. Like somebody said, he has been into poultry business for the past 10 years, which is a very good one. So, some of you are just starting, and some of you have been in the business for a while. So, but this session is going to serve as a reminder to some participants, and also is also going to serve as information to some participants. Okay, now when you hear the word entrepreneur, what comes to your mind? When you hear the word entrepreneurs, what comes to your mind? You can unmute, introduce yourself, and give me the answer, or you can drop the message on the chat box. When you hear the word entrepreneur, what comes to your mind? Who goes first? You can use the chat box. You can also unmute and talk. Okay. Hello, can you hear me clearly? So somebody said that I am breaking. Hello, can you hear me clearly?
Good afternoon.
So an entrepreneur is that has the ability to identify and evaluate problems or opportunities, then gather resources to take advantage of the identified opportunities or problem. From Tim Davis, he said that an entrepreneur is a person who set up a business or taking financial risks. Good, that's also noted. Now the question is that we have a lot of entrepreneurs in the world. Okay, I'm going to name three out of all the entrepreneurs in the world. Okay, I will name Bill Gates, then Tony Elumelu, then Dangote. Okay, which of the entrepreneurs are so renowned that you admire most? These are three for me. Then Richard Branson is another entrepreneur that I admire so much that I also use as a role model. Okay, which of the entrepreneurs can you also I've mentioned Bill Gates. I've mentioned I've also mentioned Aliko Dangote, then Richard Branson. So which of the entrepreneurs are you also looking at as a role model, please? Okay. You can drop it on the chat or you can unmute and let me hear yours too. Okay, go ahead.
I would like to say that okay, like Mike Adenoga, Farah.
Okay.
There's this woman, Benson.
Okay.
That's into cosmetics and something.
Wow, it's like you are really familiar with so many entrepreneurs. Okay, okay, that's good. Okay, who else? Can I hear from someone else? Can I hear from someone else? Okay, now another question. Okay, somebody said Mike Adenuga and then Innocent. Oh, Innocent Motors. That okay, that's a very good one. I would like the fact that you are localizing this. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I like Richard Branson.
Oh, thank you.
Tony Elumelu.
Okay,
they
thank
are
you.
entrepreneurs that I have followed their models, and I like what they have built over the years.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Okay, now these entrepreneurs that we have listed so far, what will you say that they have done differently that make them to attain this height in life? What did they do differently? Recall that every entrepreneur once they once had a beginning. Some of you in this session, you are already scaling. Why some of you are just starting? Now the question is, these entrepreneurs that we have just identified, they once had a beginning. Some of them had a very rough background. But what did they do differently that got them to this height? What do you think they did differently? Okay, Shineye Anosike said what? He said they all took risks and faced them squarely. Wow. So they faced the risk squarely, which means that they are very, very audacious. They were bold. Okay. Okay. Can I hear from someone else? What do you think they did differently from others for them to attain this height? Okay. David said they thought out of the box and faced their fears. Fantastic. Then Idowu said they are consistent and creative. Wonderful. So
I think, for me, I think what they did differently is that they started with having a dream and then went ahead to remain resolute and focused on achieving those dreams.
Wow. Thank you very much for all your contributions. They are all wonderful and they are all on point. Entrepreneurs today are all risk takers. Very, very consistent and creative. You know, this brings me to characteristics of entrepreneur. Characteristics and qualities of an entrepreneur. Number one is self-discipline. Self-discipline is key. Human nature is naturally lazy. Human nature does not want to go extra mile. Number one reason why so many budding entrepreneurs can't attain greater height in their entrepreneurship journey is because of self-limiting factors. Let's take external factors aside. Number one reason is lack of discipline. Entrepreneurship is going to stretch your patient quotient. Entrepreneurship is a lonely road. It requires a lot. It requires sleepless nights. It takes discipline for you to wake up in the middle of the night when others are sleeping to plan. It takes discipline for you to wake up and deliver on your promises to your customers on a daily basis. It takes discipline for you to utilize the business finances effectively to grow the business. So without self-discipline, we can't scale, we can't get anywhere. Then the next is delegating. In this part of the world, a lot of us, we always want to do things by ourselves. We are not ready to delegate tasks. But when you don't give up, you can't let in. So as an entrepreneur, delegating skill is a skill that you must imbibe if you don't have that as a strength. Then the next is they are result-oriented. They're always target-oriented. They set goals, they set targets, and they're always looking out for results in whatever endeavor that they are involved in. They are very, very persistent and consistent. Consistency is a virtue. If you have consistency, then you can go far. If you are the persistence type, regardless of the tribulation, regardless of the setbacks, regardless of how difficult it has been for you to raise funds to scale your business. But an entrepreneur will be persistent. You will die in there. You are always ready to put in effort upon effort, despite the criticism, despite the dejections. But it takes persistency to get to that height. Then they are quality-minded. Quality is key. You don't joke with quality. If you must build a successful business, then you must pay attention to quality. Quality in terms of service, quality in terms of product. Sell quality. See, a lot of customers are more focused. They prefer to follow, to buy, to patronize an organization that offer quality service or quality that produce quality product compared to lower, cheaper prices. So if you are quality minded, you are going to go far as an entrepreneur. Then they are all risk takers. Now take note, as an entrepreneur, you take calculated risk. Like Richard Branson, what I like about is I so much admire his business model, and that is what I'm also introducing in my entrepreneurial journey. His business model, once he gets a business idea, he doesn't just dive into it. He will do a brief of research. He will get people that knows about the business to give information. He built a solid team. So you don't just throw your money around going into any business. You must first of all analyze the risks. That is where calculated risk comes in. So we don't just take any risks, you take calculated risks. Then integrity is another virtue that we don't joke with. Your yes should be yes. There are so many people in Nigeria today who call themselves entrepreneurs. They grow their business by cheating, by cutting corners, by defrauding people. Such businesses can't scale. It's just a matter of time. It will just be like a flash in the pan. So if you must build a business that can outlive you, if you must build a sustainable business, then you don't joke with integrity, which is what? Doing the right thing at the right time. Doing what you say you will do without compromising. And I also like what Chinwe said here. He said that the entrepreneurs that we have listed, that they have a dream, they work on seeing those dreams come alive, and they stayed resolute and focused. This is very, very key. You know, I said earlier, you are not only learning from me, you are also learning from the participants. There are some things I'm saying here that is not on this slide. So as you are taking notes, also jot some vital points that are coming in from your colleagues. Okay, now the question is, entrepreneur, what do they really do? What do they do? What are their roles? What are their daily engagements? What are their daily activities? You know, there are so many lines of activities that an entrepreneur is engaged in on a daily basis. And one of it is what? Marketing and sales, managing people, organizing, planning, risk management, production delivery, directing, controlling, financial management, innovation, quality management. There are so many vital activities that an entrepreneur is engaged in on a daily basis. Those of you who are already in business, you can relate with this. But the fact is, as an entrepreneur, you can't say you want to do all these things alone. If you are trying to do all this activity alone, then in fact, you are digging your grave. It means that you want to die young before your age. It means that you will be operating in a cycles of poverty. It will be difficult to scale a business when you have this mentality, when you don't want to bring in the right people, when you don't want to open up for your business to grow. So the point here is delegate. I will say it again, learn to delegate and delegate again. As an entrepreneur, you must focus on your area of strength. If your area of strength is operations, production, pay more attention on that. Then outsource activities that are not within your area of strength, that are not your strategic fit. Your major focus on a daily basis should be on how to power the wheel of your business to move in attaining your organization vision, which is what? Overseeing the affairs of the organization. So you must on a daily basis assess yourself, what weaknesses do I have that I need to bring in the right people to help me attain my corporate goal? Now, the big question here is, what are your strengths and weaknesses as an entrepreneur? So you can make use of the chat box. From what we have said so far, you can list 2 major strengths that you know you have as an entrepreneur and 2 weaknesses that you need to work on. So you can go ahead. You can unmute and drop your comment, or you can drop your comment using the chat box. Okay, what are those strengths that you have as an entrepreneur, and what are those 2 weaknesses that you need to work on as an entrepreneur? Okay, so that's the big question. Then while I await your response in the chat box, I'm also going to drop another question. And the next question is, what will you do differently today? What will you do differently? After identifying these weaknesses and these strengths, from what you have learned so far, what will you do differently? So you can go ahead and
I find out over time that without delegating properly.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much.
I tend to see that I'm not optimizing the way I ought to.
Okay, thank you so much. So you are going to delegate properly, and it's going to help you to optimize your results. And you have a very key strength, which is consistency. Persistency. That is very, very good. Yes, that die-hard mentality is what an entrepreneur need to be able to scale. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, can we get just one more response?
Hello.
Okay,
Hello.
go ahead.
Yeah. My own is consistency.
So
because
we are in the same boat. Okay, strength, right? Is that strength?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Opposite of
I
you.
always have in mind the pupils I always take. Whatever
Okay.
that will make them look to whatever will make me present them better than others. I always think about it at all times. Even while sleeping, I'll be, what will I do to make them outstanding? What will I do to make them outstanding? And when I started, they were so small. But I have the mind of making them better than others. And this has really so much and has increased the strength of the pupils I have.
Interest.
But one thing with that, I don't know how to really delegate power, because I think maybe they will not do it better as I want to do it. I will try to think of everything and to put everything in place by myself.
Okay.
So that's why delegating is my weakness.
Okay, Olajimoke, that's a very good one. I would like to share a brief thought on that consistency. It's a virtue that we must fight. I fight every day to ensure that I work on consistency. Now, consistency is not only applicable to individual lifestyle of an entrepreneur. It's also applicable in your processes and procedures in your organization. If you are a baker, your recipe must be consistent. Okay? If you are a service provider, the organizational culture, if I should visit your office today, the way I am being attended to, if I am satisfied as a customer, I'm expecting that consistency. So if I come next time and I discover that the quality has dropped, then I will know that the organization is not a consistent one. So let's hear what Jumoke said here. Okay, Kike Lomo says, my major strength is production and ability to bring in new ideas. Good, wow. But I struggle with marketing of those ideas and consistency in production. Okay. Then I think I will try to focus on production and aggressively doing marketing of such. I have to employ people to do that. That is wonderful. Okay. It's always good to outsource those activities that are not within your strength. Okay. Okay, she had decided to outsource our marketing. Areyoluwa Shegun say, my strength is ability to produce and do things in new ways, but don't have enough capital. Don't worry, we are going to address capital in the course of this session. Then someone else, okay, from Davis to everyone, he said, I have got strength in production and delivery and innovation. That means that Davis is very, very innovative. Okay, and his weaknesses are marketing, and also he said he would love to work on delegating. Okay, that's good. That means that a lot of us have challenge with delegation and marketing. Then I have Ido who says, my strength is marketing and sales. Please, we need to. You are going to be a solution to a lot of participants that have challenge in marketing here. Okay, the essence of this training is not just to impart knowledge, it's also to network and collaborate. So then innovation, quality management, and creativity. He went ahead to say that but weaknesses among others is managing people. He also said that what I would do differently is the way I market my product and channel my orientation into my strength. Thank you. Okay, I will just take two more. Okay. I just take two more. Mr. Owokpe, okay, sorry, Funke Owokpe says, I will delegate more than I have done in the past 2 years. Okay, that's good. Okay, then Afolabi Sunday says, my major area of strength is discipline. Oh, that's a very good one. That innate ability to disregard all noises around and remain focused on the goal. This is good. I can strengthen myself to limit just to achieve goal. That's very, very good. Another area is quality mindedness. Okay, we got a lot of fantastic strengths and some weaknesses here. So in a nutshell, in conclusion, before I share my thoughts on your responses, is an entrepreneur must always be on the lookout for opportunities. Like this COVID-19 outbreak, there are so many opportunities and opportunities and opportunities that a lot of there's transfer of wealth ongoing. So as an entrepreneur who is creative and innovative, you have to key into the transfer of wealth. Then it requires persistency, dedication, and hard working to be a successful entrepreneur. This is what great entrepreneurs of today did differently. So for us to attain such heights, we have to continue to be persistent in all that we are doing. We have to be dedicated to our tasks, disciplined, hardworking. Then we never work alone as an entrepreneur, and that is what has helped me. I outsource a lot of activities. I collaborate a lot. Because it takes you at discovering this, that delegating helps you to optimize results than working alone. Entrepreneurship is all about problem solving. So you have to always utilize the available resources within your reach to solve the identified problem. So if there's anything you must take home today, what you should take home is that optimize, improve in your strength. Okay? Then also your weaknesses, you have to also work more on your weaknesses. As you're improving in your strength, try to see how to reduce, eliminate those weaknesses. The weaknesses will reduce as your strength is improving on a daily basis. So at this note, I will wrap up this entrepreneurship session. Then it's time for question and thank you.